G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. I am using my Druzy crystal Christmas tree decoration mold today. I can't remember if I've used it or not. But anyway, I love it because it's got the Druzy crystals. Now, this video, I must say, totally inspired by the gorgeous Wendy from Toonfish. Hey Wendy, in case you're watching. She made these most incredible baubles and I just thought, oh, I want to try that. I just love it when I get inspired by other artists. I just love it. So, I obviously haven't got the same mold that she had, but I'm going to use the Dichroic film. I think this is, I looked in my drawer and I found this, and I think it's Dichroic. It's pretty thin. If you hold it in different angles, you get different colors. Yeah, it's very thin. Like there's no top sheet to peel off. So yeah, I'm going to use that. So what I've done, I've got a piece and I crinkled it, and then I drew my pieces, because I already had from my other Christmas decoration, I had pieces that I had made previously. So I've done those three. I've just got this one to do, so I thought I'd do it here in front of you. So basically I'm just going to pop that down like that. I'm going to get my marker. I did try with a pen first, but I couldn't see the edges, so I'm just going to go around with my marker. Now, don't worry too much about, the marker going to be in your resin piece, because what we're going to do is we're going to cut on the inside of that, because if you cut on the outside of it, it's not going to fit properly. So you're better off having your piece a little bit smaller than a little bit bigger, okay? So what we're going to do is... Am I pedantic, or does the pointy bit have to be on the bottom? I can't cut like that. It's got to go that way. Anyway, all right, so here we go. We're going to cut on the inside of this black line, and that'll do two things. It'll hopefully be the correct size, because it's going to be a little bit smaller, and also we're going to get rid of that black mark, because we don't want that showing up in the resin, because if you put anything like a marker on the paper, it will then be transferred into your resin when the resin gets peeled off. So I will actually put these in upside down anyway, just so that I don't have any marks, because I'm probably going to miss a little bit of it. I'm not that good at cutting. Am I focusing? Gosh, hope so. So I haven't cut the others out yet, but I just thought I'd show you one, and then I'll cut the others out in a minute. So we'll just do one here. And then the other thing I'm going to use my gold. I'll show you in a minute. I've just missed a little bit here. I'm just going to take a little bit more off. It's good if you've got a template already, like if you've already used the mold, and then you can get a template. Otherwise it's really tricky trying to work out exactly how big to make it. Now I know there's a little nib there. I may actually just actually cut that off, because trying to make a hole in there is I have done it previously. I've put used a hole punch, but trying to get it in the right spot is going to be, I think, a little bit on the tricky side. So I'm just going to cut it out like that. If you are more talented than I am, then, you could probably fit it in there. Now, it might not be totally symmetrical, so you'll have to just work out which way it goes. But do this beforehand, before you've got your resin organized, and make sure that it's going to fit. If you need to take a little bit more off, do so. Like I said, it's better off having it a little bit smaller, and then it fits in there nicely. probably will take just a tiny bit more off. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll do the rest of these. Now the other thing I wanted to show you is I'm going to use my, get my bits of film off. I'm going to use this. It's not a mica powder, it's actually a metal. So it's from Archery Creations. I think lots of people do it. I think Let's Resin do one, and there's quite a few companies that do it, but it's not a mica powder, it's a metal powder. It acts differently. Look at that. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to actually, and I know you can paint, you know, with your gold pen afterwards, after you demold, you know, with your gold pen, you do your edges. But instead of doing that, I'm just going to actually go in and dust. Let's move my little step out of the way. Just going to see if I can dust the edges, and I want a little bit of the gold to go just on the edge of my druzy as well. So that's what I'm going to do. It's going to take me a little while, I think, just to get. I've picked the smallest little brush that I could find. So basically, just getting on the side of my mold, and a little bit on the edge of the druzy. You don't have to do this. You could, you know, just use your gold pen afterwards and do the edge, but I just thought I'll do it now because I wanted to use my gold. They're not very deep, these molds, so your decorations aren't going to be too heavy when you pop them up on your tree. I'll just do the one, and then like I said, I'll go and I'll cut the rest of these out. I'll trim the edges of all of them with the gold, and I'll mix up my resin, and then I will come back to you. I just thought I'd just do one here. You don't need to see me do all of them, do you? Be bored stupid. Okay, so there we go. That's it. And then I'll just do this little top bit here in gold because I've cut that end off anyway, so you won't see it. There we go. Look at that. All right, so I will cut these. I'll do those. I'll be back. All done. I've mixed up my resin. Now I've used the thinnest resin that I have. This is the Platinum Ultra Clear. It's like water. And if you're going to use such a intricate mold, like all those, it's very textured, you're much better off using a really thin resin. Otherwise, you're just going to get a million bubbles. Okay, so that's what I would advise. That's them there. You can see how shimmery and shiny they are. All right, pop you back up on the tripod, and we'll get this pour underway. So I thought to myself, now how much resin do I need? And I thought maybe 30 grams each, so an ounce in each, but then it's probably going to be way too much. Looking at like my cup there, probably way too much. So I'll have to run and get something else to use my leftover resin in. So it's a really thin resin. It's going to take longer to cure, where I can unmold. I'm just going to spray with some alcohol also to break the surface tension and stop bubbles clinging to the silicone. Yeah, so it's got, because it's so thin, it has a much longer working time. So it's got a 70-minute work time, that's 70 work time, but then you do have to wait longer to unmold it as well. Look at the gold, it's floating. All right, now, I'll do each one. I don't know whether I'm just going to sit the paper on top because they're not very deep, or whether I need to like try and sink them in. I don't know. I'll just put a little bit of resin in each. It'll make its way into all the little nooks and crannies because it is so thin. Probably needed half of this resin actually, not all of it. Oh dear. You're much better off having more than less, hey? It's pain having to make up a tiny little bit more if you run out. I'm just wondering, thinking to myself here, I wonder if I put that over the top of the gold might interrupt that finish. Never mind. 'Tis what it is. It's floating. All right. Now, two thoughts here. You either put it in now and kind of poke it down, or you wait until it's tacky and then you just stick it on. So there's two ways of doing this, that's all. I'm going to just put a bit of resin on this, hopefully to avoid bubbles. Now I did go around and trim a little bit more off this one, and I trimmed all of those a little bit more as well, because it's having the gold edge anyway, so you're not going to see the very edge. See that? See, it's because I've crinkled it. Some parts are higher and other parts are lower, and it's not, like I said, it's not a very deep mold. So what I'll do is I'll leave it for now, and then as it starts to kind of cure, I'll poke it in a little bit, because if I'm poking it now, all it's doing is oozing out. So there you go. I guess it would be easier in a deeper mold, but yeah, they're not very deep at all. Because who wants really heavy Christmas ornaments on your tree, hey? It's the poor tree will be sagging. Too many heavy ornaments. I like lots of ornaments on my tree, but they're not very heavy. And see because I've crunched it, it's, you know, some pieces are higher than others. But look, it will work. It will work. It's not a problem. Just going to take a little bit of time and effort. But I am wondering if it would be easier just waiting till it's semi-cured and then popping them down, because it's not going to have a very smooth back. Never mind. Tis what it is. We'll do it this way, and then maybe next time, because I've got some other molds that I'd like to try as well. And then I can wait until the resin's, you know, half cured but still tacky, so these basically then stick down and you can push on them without the resin oozing out, if you know what I mean, which is probably the better way of doing it. And I have done that in the past on little pendants and things that I've made. So I'm hoping that because I've put resin on the backs of these, I haven't got air bubbles trapped inside, but I'm not going to know until the unmolding tomorrow whether there's bubbles underneath. But being the Druzys, I don't know whether you'll even notice if there's a bubble, unless it's a huge bubble. You might not notice. So, oh, I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see, aren't we? Just going to have to wait. All right. So you can see what I mean about, like, if you cut your piece exactly to fit, it's really tricky trying to fit it in, so you're better off having it a little bit smaller. There we go. Okay. So I've got a little bit of spillage where I've pushed these down, and I probably put a little bit too much resin in the angel. The other ones are okay, but yeah, I did put a little bit too much in that one. All right, so that's pretty much it. Oh, I've got some resin left over. What am I going to do with it? Oh, that's the other thing. Let me just clean my gloves. I'll just spray some alcohol on my gloves. With your leftover bits, don't throw them away. Put them in a Ziploc bag, because you can cut them up, shred them, and put them in other projects. So keep them. Don't throw them away, okay? All the little bits. All the little bits. All right. What can I go? I might go and see if I can just find another mold really quickly and use this resin and some of my leftover bits of foil. Hang on one sec. I've got this little mold. It's only a single. This is my prototype. I've actually got a set of 4 coasters in this particular mold if you want that one. So let's just use that one, hey? It's got the Druzy built in. I should take these gloves off. Let me get my gloves off. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing. See, it's got a flat edge. So I'm just going to brush the gold in there on that flat edge like so. I had in my mind that I was going to do the set of 4 like this as well, so this will be a good little test for it to see how it works. So I'm just doing the bottom first, and then I'll go in and do the sides. And if it works, I'll get my 4 coaster mold out and we'll do it again. Maybe we can do it in silver next time, hey? Because I do have a silver as well. Right, so that's the bottom done. Now we'll go in and do the sides. Doesn't take too long. You don't need a lot of this, you just need enough for it to grab onto the silicone, because it does want to grab on and stick to the silicone. So you don't need a lot. Hopefully it'll look really pretty. And I'm just going to cut a circle. Hopefully I've got a circle left. I only need enough to cover that Druzy centre really with my Dichroic film. I just got that on Amazon, I think it was. Probably a year ago. I've got a drawer full of cellophanes and plastics and holographic papers and things like that. Just give that a bit of a blow. And I'm going to squirt the center. It's not coming out. It's because I'm on an angle. Alright, and then we'll just pour the rest of that in there. Like so. Okay. Filled it up nicely. Now what have I got left in my little bits? See, that's not big enough. That's not big enough. Got all these little bits, but they're not quite big enough. I guess I could join them. What about that one? That's closest, but it's not exact. Now, with your black that you've got there, left over from your marker, you can just wipe it with some alcohol. See, and it's coming off. But you don't want to put that back into your piece. I want to use my scraps, but I haven't got enough. Let's just put a couple of pieces in then, hey? It's not going to matter if it's joined. Get 2 pieces in there. We'll just make it like a half a semicircle, like so, and then I'll do another semicircle on that side. Yep, 2 semicircles will be fine, like so. 2 halves. There we go. Oh, I didn't put resin on the back. Doesn't matter. A little tiny bit for that there, just because I'm being pedantic. Cut a little triangle off. I don't know that you'll even notice really once you've unmolded if there's, you know, joins or bits missing. And so anyway, there we go. Hopefully there's no bubbles under that. Right, that's done. Okay, now we just have to let that cure. Looks really pretty and shimmery, doesn't it? So yeah, all right. I will see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully it will work. It's the next day, bright and early. Everybody's set up. I didn't have any issues with bits of paper lifting out or anything. So let's get to it. Hopefully they come out nice and easily. I'll just take them all out first and then I'll flip them over. There's a little bit of overflow there, but there we go. Look, out. It's out. Oh, I can feel they're all textured on the back. I hope they look pretty. It's not going to be the same effect, you know, with different molds as what Wendy did, but I'm hoping they're still going to be pretty. That mold is available in my eBay store if you want one of these gorgeous ones. If you're overseas, it probably won't get to you by Christmas, but hey, you can be ahead for next year, can't you? All right, let's get this one out. Listen to the noise. Well, it's raining again today. It's coming into the wet season. We've had a lot of rain, more rain to come. All right, where will we start? Where will we start? Oh, let's start here. Actually, I should probably move them out of the way, hey, so that we've got a clear background, so that my camera knows what to focus on. Hey, how's that? All right, I'm a bit nervous. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Wow. That is so pretty. Might help if I focus it for you. Here we go. Wow. So there's a bit of gold that's kind of floated. Has it floated? Oh, it's hard to see. Oh, wow, it's so pretty. Can you see the sparkle of it? Now you're getting two lots of sparkle here. You're getting the sparkle because it's a Druzy mold, and you're also getting that gorgeous sparkle from the Dichroic paper. Wow. You probably can't really pick up the colours as much. I'm gonna have to put something underneath it. I'll go and get my black card and see if that you can see any better with that. Is that any better to see? I'm not sure. Probably not. I think, you know, once these are hanging on the tree, you'll be able to see the light coming in behind them from your little fairy lights. So they'll be even more pretty and sparkly. So that's that one. That's the angel. We'll put her over here. All right. Now the star. Oh, ta-da! Oh, that's so pretty. This one looked as if it just had more gold on it. Actually, it looks much more gold when it's down on the bench, doesn't it? Look at that. Wow. So that's the backs. Like, even if they, you know how sometimes decorations spin around on your tree, like even the back is just, wow. So you could use these either way. I can't see a lot of the Dichroic paper coming through. Like, because it's been crackled, the areas that are sort of touching underneath these crystals, I can see more. Oh my gosh, I can't stop looking at it. It's so beautiful. All right, the round bauble. And again, you could use that side, no problems as well. And you can still see that it's got the, you can see it's still got the gold edge around it there. So you might prefer this side. Me, I prefer that side. Wow, look at it. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. My gosh. Look at it sparkle. I don't know that you could really pick up the different colours from the dichroic paper. You might be able to. It's tricky, but I'll see if I can get some better photos later on if the sun comes out. Now the little bell, tiny little bit of overflow, pick it off, little bell. There we go. Oh, I just love it. Now what do you think of me doing the gold on the edge there? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Would you have preferred just plain druzy with the dichroic paper? And I wonder if, if it would still work if I didn't crinkle it. See, when you crinkle it, you get different angles, you see. So, I wonder what it would look like if I did not crinkle the paper. All right, lucky last. Now this one is going to be different because it's got the smooth edge, like for a coaster. And then it's got the crystals in the middle. So this one will be a little bit different. So we can see which one we prefer. Hey, here we go. Oh, look at that. Wow. I keep saying wow. It's just gorgeous. So pretty. So this one's a thicker coaster. Thicker than these. You can see the difference there. So this one's got, I was able to put sort of more resin on top of the paper. So pretty. Love it. I'm gonna have to do myself a whole set of these. And with the gold, like you could do what Wendy did, was put the gold down, pour some black just in the edge there, because I think it'll make the black, the gold kind of stand out more, whereas I can still kind of see through that gold. It still looks really pretty, but I can still kind of see through it, whereas I think if I dusted it with gold, then put a thin layer of black on, waited till it dried, then poured the clear and the dichroic film, you might get a different look again. So we might try that. What do you think? That'll be another video coming up. It's so pretty, 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 pretty. Love it. So thank you so much, Wendy, for your gorgeous baubles that you did and your inspiration, which allowed me to go and create these gorgeous things. Love them so much. Right, let's go in for a little bit of a close-up, and then I need to go and make my coffee because I haven't had one yet. I will go and I'll take some photos. They do look different. Look at that. See, they look totally different when they're on a flat surface as opposed to when you can see through them. My gosh, it's raining, it's raining. It is raining, it's raining. Very dark looking out there today. All right, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all again real soon for the next video. Okay. Take care, guys. Bye for now.